Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to Ashland Tonight News. Today is Thursday, November 2nd, 2006, and here is a look at today's top stories.
A Mohican State Parks secretary is ending her long career. We'll find out who.
An Ashland University Theater Department is performing a present Pulitzer Prize-winning play. We'll take a look at that coming up.
And radio and television personality Glenn Beck will be speaking at Ashland. We'll give you details.
And donations are being sought for downtown decorations. We'll tell you how you can help next. I'm Miranda Hover.
And I'm Kelly Reskowitz. You're watching Ashland Tonight News for local coverage you care about. Stay tuned. It's all coming up next. It's almost that time of year again when downtown Ashland will shine with holiday decorations. Ashland City Holiday Lighting Committee will be trying to save on maintenance costs and improve daytime appearance this year. The committee is asking for donations for the holiday season project, which is a first in about 3 years. For a donation of $150, individuals or businesses can sponsor a lighted pole. The donation will also help light Kinnaman Park at Center and Main Streets, as well as allow the sponsor to have a name or two on 2 banners for a 3-year period. Committee member Chad Grubb stated that the poles will be lit for the holiday parade on November 18th. To sponsor a light pole, you may contact Chad Grubb at 419-289-1827. Well, 30 years after Rebecca Russell began her career for the state, the Secretary of Mohican State Park is retiring. She's been a resident of Ashland since 1960 when her parents bought a dairy farm in the area. And her dedication to the state and the state park system is being celebrated with a retirement party with a guest list including staff from Mohican, Malabar, and Findlay State Parks, as well as officials from the Ohio Department of Parks and Recreation. She began her career in 1976 when she was hired to a comprehensive education and training Act-funded program at the Mohican Youth Center. After working there for 3 years, she moved into secretarial work for the park, where she has been for the last 27 years. Russell has worked under 3 park directors and takes with her many good memories. And in retirement, she just hopes to catch up on some unfinished projects. On November 7th, Ohio voters will be asked to approve or deny an effort to ban smoking throughout the public buildings in the state. They will also get the chance to add an amendment to the Ohio Constitution that could prevent further efforts to ban smoking. Issues 4 and 5 are the most debated issues on this fall's ballot. Issue 5 would ban smoking in nearly all buildings outside the home, while Issue 4 would exempt bars, bowling alleys, bingo halls, racetracks, and would allow restaurants to set aside enclosed space for smokers. If voters approve both issues, the less restrictive Issue 4 would prevail because it changes the Ohio Constitution, while Issue 5 simple changes a state law. Well, coming up next, we'll fill you in on the AU Department of Music's Faculty Ensemble Recital. And we'll give you the 411 on AU's International Week. Don't go away.
Hi, Mr. President. My parents believe that eating meals together will make our country strong. Is this something that you did when you were a kid?
I did eat with my family so long as my mother wasn't cooking.
Not good making fun of your mother, even if you are president. But it is good to have dinner with your kids. We know the more often children have dinner with their families, the less likely they are to smoke, drink, and use drugs. So simply having dinner together can help your children forever, even if you're not a great cook.
My name's Andy McDonald. I ride this useless wooden toy for a living. It's hard. I've been doing it for 13 years. I'm still lame. I do a trick called a 540. Took me a good 6 years to learn. There's a whole generation of skateboarders out there that are just as talented athletically as any basketball or football player. It takes somebody that's not going to be afraid to fall down a lot, because you definitely will fall down. You're not a failure until you refuse to get back up. Drugs are only going to hinder what I'm trying to do. That right there is my idea of getting high.
Kids, how do we take care of our teeth?
Brush your teeth twice a day. Floss your teeth once a day. If you want healthy teeth, do this every day. Brush your teeth Okay? Brush your teeth twice a day. Floss your teeth once a day.
When will the next natural disaster hit? A public health crisis strike? Another terrorist threat emerge? How long will it take for help to arrive? Ohio Citizen Corps is committed to making every minute count by having volunteers ready. Physicians, nurses, teachers, retirees, everyone can help. You can make a difference. Join Ohio Citizen Corps. Call or go to serveohio.org. The time to prepare for trouble is before it hits.
Welcome back. Well, radio and television personality Glenn Beck will be the keynote speaker this year for the 22nd annual John M. Ashbrook Memorial Dinner, which will be held on December 1st. The dinner will be held in the John C. Myers Convocation Center. Tickets are $250 a person, or if it's tax deductible, it will be $200. There are also discounted prices for table reservations, and these reservations can be made through Sally Blair by calling 419-289-5411. Beck has been in radio since the age of 13 and became the youngest morning host at 18 in Corpus Christi, Texas. He continued his career as a top 40 DJ in Baltimore, Phoenix, Washington, and New Haven, Connecticut. Beck says, though, that he lost his passion for radio by the age of 30, admitting that drugs and alcoholism played a part in his discontent with his career. After a divorce and losing everything he had worked toward, Beck went sober and has since found love, religion, and a new vision for his career as he entered into talk radio in 2001. He took the 18th ranked show in Tampa, Florida to #1 in just its first year, giving him national recognition. The Glenn Beck program began airing on 47 stations in 2001 and records in Philadelphia. He uses his humor and conviction to give his opinion on America's potential as a nation and as individuals. Locally, his program can be heard on WMAN AM from 3 to 5 p.m. and 6 to 7 p.m. His television show, Glenn Beck, airs on CNN nightly at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The memorial event will take place at 7 p.m.
In campus news, Ashland's Theater will be presenting their second production of the season, Edward Albee's drama, Three Tall Women. The performance will begin on November 14th through the 18th in the Studio Theater in the Arts and Humanities Building at 7:30 p.m. Ticket prices are $8 for adults, $7 for senior citizens, children, AU faculty, and staff, $6 for groups of 10 or more, and $1 for AU students with an ID. For more tickets information, call the box office at 419-289-5125.
Well, the Ashland University Department of Music will present a faculty chamber ensemble conducted by Ari Lipsky on November 12th at 7 p.m. in the Elizabeth Pastor Recital Hall in A&H building. The ensemble includes Lipsky, Frederick Reeder, Dr. Thomas Reed, Jane Reed, Anthony Costa, Miles Richardson, Amanda Beckany, Jane Berkner, Christine Furman, and Jeff Knightsky. Fakeade by William Walton, Four Jewish Moods by AU's Dr. Donald Sloan, and Peter Schickel's Quartet for Clarinet, Violin, Cello, and Piano will all be part of the program. This event is open to the public and no reservations are necessary. For more information, though, you can contact Michelle Williams, Coordinator of Performing Arts Publicity and Events, at 419-289-5950, or you can just email her at mwillia7@ashland.edu.
International Week will be the beginning of November 11th through the 17th. To kick off the week, students and staff members will be traveling to Cleveland for a Cavaliers game. The 26th Annual International Dinner will be held at 6 p.m. in Myers Convocation Center on November 12th. This year's theme in Thailand will be the dinner offering Thai cuisine, followed by an after-dinner performance by traditional Thai dancers. Tickets are now on sale and may be purchased by International Student Services at 419-289-5935. On November 13th, a panel of students will discuss their opportunities for studying abroad. This event is free and open to the public in the room 115 of the Dow College of Business and Economics. An international fashion show will take the stage on November 16th in Redwood Hall at 7:30. Tickets are $1 and available at the door, or you may bring a canned food item for admission. Finally, to conclude the week, the 10,000 Villages sale will take place in the Hawkins Conard Students Center on November 17th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Beautiful handcrafted items made in third world countries will be on sale with proceeds benefiting their villages.
Well, coming up next, we'll tell you what Mother Nature has in store for us this weekend.
And Brian Vale will be here to fill us up on AU sports. Stay tuned.
Does peace really have a chance within our lifetime? At Rotary, we believe it does. We've created programs at universities around the world dedicated solely to teaching peace to a new generation. There's a new symbol for peace. Rotary.
E-File. Get receipt confirmation and a quicker refund. Log on or tell your tax preparer to e-file for you and join the 53 million e-filers who consider it done.
Ashland Theological Seminary, transforming the world.
One pastor.
One counselor.
One city.
One campus.
One village.
One family.
One teacher.
One crisis. One missionary.
One shelter.
One church. Transforming the world, one student at a time.
All over America, people are taking the National Radon Test. Have you? Answer true or false. Radon is a radioactive gas.
False.
True.
It's true?
It's a natural gas?
The Office of the Surgeon General recommends all homes be tested for radon.
False.
False.
True.
True.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer.
False.
It's true.
Oh, yeah, totally surprised. I never would have thought that.
I don't even know where to go to have it checked.
1-800-SOS Radon.
If I don't take care of it, nobody else will.
Welcome back. Well, today felt a little more like winter than it did like fall, but I guess that's what happens when November comes around.
That's right, Miranda. Today we saw highs in lower 40s, but luckily the sun was shining, so that made the day a little bit better.
And tomorrow we can expect the same types of temperatures as today with only partly cloudy skies instead.
And for the weekend, we can expect temperatures to rise up into the mid and upper 70s, or 40s. I wish it was the 70s.
And for Saturday, it looks like we'll have partly cloudy skies, and Sunday we will just have cloudy skies. So pretty much it sounds like clouds. Gray weather is in store. Cold.
That's all that matters.
Well, we had Monday, which was in the 60s, so
yeah.
Okay, can't complain.
Well, hopefully this weather doesn't get in the way of any of the Ashland University sports games this weekend. Brian Vale is here to let us know what's going on. Brian?
Thanks, ladies. It was a light week in football, or in sports this week, as football is what we're going to talk about here in a second. The fall sports wrapping up, and then we're going to get into the winter sports, luckily played indoors, as the ladies mentioned. Not very warm out, so it's going to be good to play it indoors. But back to the fall. The football team played in some zany weather last weekend, dropping a tough game to in-state rival Findlay. In a game that saw snow, sleet, rain, hail, wind everywhere. There was even some sun in the second quarter. The Eagles were held to 61 yards of total offense. Oiler running back Melvin Jackson ran 41 times for 126 yards and the game's lone touchdown. The loss drops AU to 3-5 on the year. They travel to Wayne State on Saturday. The volleyball team has seen plenty of Findlay themselves as they played their last Thursday, losing a tough match in 5 games. They won the first 2 matches 30-25 and 30-20. The Oilers bounced back, however, winning the next 2 games in overtime, 33-31 and 31-29. Even the 5th game was a thriller, with Findlay coming out on top 18-16 over AU. Mary Kate Glow had 25 kills and 18 digs for AU, while Beth Dangle had 19 kills and 15 digs in the match. The loss meant the Lady Eagles would have to go back to Findlay to play the Oilers in the first round of the GLIAC volleyball tournament. And in that game, the Eagles came out on top, winning a 3-0 match, and they will now head to Hillsdale on Friday for the Final Four of the GLIAC volleyball tournament in Hillsdale. They'll face the undefeated Chargers in the first round. The women's soccer team came stumbling into the last game of the 2006 season on a 6-game losing streak. A road game against Findlay awaited for AU, and freshman Kelly Usher was ready, scoring 2 goals in the first half to give Ashland a 2-0 halftime lead. Findlay came back with 2 second-half goals to tie it, and neither team could score in the overtime periods. The 2-2 tie set AU's record at 7-9-2 overall and 2-5-1 in the GLIAC. The men's team also headed to, guess where, Findlay, to finish the 2006 season, and they were a bit more successful than the women. The men also went into overtime, but once there, freshman Max Hiltner scored his first career goal, giving AU a 1-0 win. The win improved Ashland's record to 5-9-1 overall and 5-5 in the league. The men's swimming team had 2 meets last weekend, beating, again, Findlay, Edinboro, and IUP. The men beat Findlay 109-76 Friday night at the Rec Center. Saturday, AU beat Edinboro 83-37 and IUP 79-42. Senior Kevin Rapian won the 100 and 200 breaststroke for the Eagles, while freshman Todd Polak won the 500 and 1,000 freestyle events. Jesper Madsen won the 200 butterfly, while Omar Fatala won the 200 freestyle event. The men are now 4-0 on the year. They go to Indianapolis on Saturday. The women's swimming team was also in action last weekend, sweeping their 3 meets. Against Findlay, Ashland won a tight one, 99-90. The next day, AU beat Edinboro 84-38, and then they won over IUP 63-59. Jenny Johnson won the 200 IM, 200 backstroke, and the 200 freestyle. Lizzie Wormer won the 500 and 1,000 freestyle events, and the women are 3-1 on the year as they also traveled to Indianapolis on Saturday. And in baseball news, the St. Louis Cardinals last Friday night beat the Detroit Tigers, winning the World Series in 5 games. So congratulations to the Cardinals on being 2006 World Series champs. And that is all I have for you today, but stay tuned. Margaret Lute will be here to fill you in on your entertainment news. More Ashland Tonight news right after this.
E-File. Get receipt confirmation and a quicker refund. Log on or tell your tax preparer to e-file for you and join the 53 million e-filers who consider it done.
Many people feel that once they've voted, they've done their civic duty.
But that's just a start. Voting is important.
But for democracy to work well, people need to stay involved.
We all need to vote, stay informed about public issues, contact elected officials, and get involved in our communities.
Our democracy might have its flaws,
but it demands participation to remain responsive. As Justice Brandeis once said,
the only title in our democracy superior to that of president is the title of citizen.
Hi, Mr. President. My parents believe that eating meals together will make our country strong. Is this something that you did when you were a kid?
I did eat with my family so long as my mother wasn't cooking.
It's not good making fun of your mother, even if you are president, but it is good to have dinner with your kids. We know the more often children have dinner with their families, the less likely they are to smoke, drink, and use drugs. So simply having dinner together can help your children forever, even if you're not a great cook.
1,200 American youth run away from their homes every day. The National Runaway Switchboard is here to help. 1-800-RUNAWAY. If you are a runaway, thinking about running away from home, or a parent or guardian concerned about issues facing your child, call us 24 hours a day. 1-800-RUNAWAY. In times of crisis, hope is just a phone call away. 1-800-RUNAWAY.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. It takes a man to be a dad.
Welcome back. I'm Margaret Lute here to give you your entertainment news. There have been some interesting occurrences this week in the world of celebrities. Monday, according to the Associated Press, Barbra Streisand had a drink flung at her at one of her concerts in Florida. According to her publicist, Dick Gutman, a paper cup with some sort of liquid was thrown, but did not hit Streisand. This came after she performed the skit poking fun at President Bush. This is the 3rd time the incident has happened after the skit. Previous encounters include a heckler in Philadelphia and a headline-making tangle with a jeerer in New York City. Martin Erickman, Streisand's manager, said despite the controversy, the skit will stay and has shrugged off the response by saying it's a free country and they're entitled to express their opinion. In TV news, longtime host of CBS's The Price is Right, Bob Barker, has announced his retirement to the Associated Press on Tuesday. He'll end his 50-year-long television career in June of 2007. Barker has hosted The Price is Right for the past 35 years. Before that, he spent time hosting the game show Truth or Consequences. During his retirement, Barker said that he will sit down for maybe a couple weeks and find out what it feels like to be bored. He then will spend time working with animal rights causes, including his GJ&T Foundation. He has expressed an interest in taking on a few movie roles too, as long as they don't include nude scenes, since Barker doesn't want to be another beautiful body. If you're looking for the Rolling Stones to come to a city near you, you might have to wait a bit longer. According to the Associated Press, more tour dates have been pushed back and one canceled due to singer Mick Jagger's throat troubles. Advised to take a 4-day break, this has pushed back dates in Oakland, Vancouver, and New York City. Shows in Honolulu have been canceled, and a show in New Jersey that had previously been canceled has been pushed back to November. All tickets for the postponed shows are expected to be honored at the rescheduled shows. This is not the first time something like this has happened. Back in August, Jagger's fight with laryngitis forced delays and cancellations in Europe.
Well, Tuesday is Election Day, so don't forget to go out and vote, and be sure to bring some type of ID with you this year. It's the first time that you will need identification at the polls, so please be sure to take it with you and get out there.
Well, tonight, if you're looking for something to do, Spanish pianist Paco will be performing in the Elizabeth Pastor Recital Hall at Ashland University. The concert starts at 7:30 and is free and open to the public.
And for AU students looking for something to do this weekend, you can stop by the Student Center Auditorium for a free movie night. Saturday evening at 9 o'clock, Mission Impossible 3 will be playing. All are encouraged to attend.
Wow, that's exciting. There are a lot of sporting events also going on this weekend, like swimming, cross country, volleyball, and football. So be sure to get out there and support your AU Eagles sports teams.
Yeah, there's plenty to do, and
I'm
as
excited.
long as it's not too cold, I might venture outside.
Yeah, I'll be a little scared to go at the dorm.
Well, that about does it for all of us at Ashland Tonight News. Be sure to tune in next week at the same time for more local coverage that you care about.
Also, tune in on Tuesday, November 7th at 9 o'clock p.m., your local live election night coverage. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night. Election coverage.